All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Monday to each and everyone joining us in this Asia Partners Training Call. And although the time zone is for Asia, but of course, everyone is welcome as long as you are an Opulence Global Partner. Even if you are a guest tuning in at this time, we would like to welcome you as well. Again, my name is Rico Aquilao. I'm actually part of the corporate team of Opulence Global Philippines, and today we're going to do a training on your next 30 days. What is your income generating activities to ensure that you are on your way to achieve, of course, growth, success, progress when it comes to our Opulence Global opportunity. And of course, we'd like to welcome all of those who are new here. If you are joining us and you are a new partner, congratulations to you. Well done, well done. Thank you so much, and congratulations for making that decision to improve your life, to uphold the vision and mission of Opulence Global. And that is one of the mission of Opulence Global, is to provide you with opulent living. When we say opulent living, it simply means the best of the best. It also means abundance in wealth. It also means luxurious living. Okay. So this is what opulence is all about. And today we're going to share with you, of course, very important is how we go through our business, our daily method of operation. What is the day-to-day activities, income generating activities that will help propel, that will help progress your business to the next level? Okay. So especially for those of you who has joined in, let's say you joined in Opulence Global and you say that you want to, you probably the reason why you have joined is because you have seen something special that can, change your life, improve your life, and you are very excited, right? See, this is an opportunity that can change my life. That this is an opportunity that can achieve my dreams. That will help me achieve my dreams. And then you joined, you signed up. All right, you get your package, and then the question now is, what's next? Okay, what's next? Now, how do I do this? Now, this is exactly the training that we're going to cover for today. How we can grow our business. Okay, even if you're just new, we call it the next 30 days. This will be your next 30 days action plan. Okay. And even if you're here for so many years already, okay, this will be your next 30 days. This is not just your first 30 days, but you can reset, refresh, and let's go. You can start once again and build your business, grow your business. Okay. So hello to all of those who just joined in. Hello to Mavis. Hello, Mavis, joining us from Toronto. And of course, we also have our amazing host for the week, Ja. Hello, Ja, all the way from Thailand. So, Wadika. Excited to have you as our host, Ja, for this week and the next week as well. Yes. Let's get started with our next 30 days training action plan. And basically, our objective for this training is to establish your daily method of operation. In any venture, in any business, we need to have a daily method of operation. How does your business operate? Okay? Because if you don't have a daily method of operation, you're relying on luck, you're relying on chance, on you're just saying like it might, right? It might grow. But if you have a daily method of operation, meaning you're doing the income generating activities day to day, consistently and persistently, then you will be certain, okay, let me repeat that, then you will be certain that your business will grow if you have your daily method of operation. Now, daily method of operation, as we call it, DMO, it means that this is your day-to-day income generating activities. Okay, we call it IGAs. Is what you're doing providing you with the income generating activities? Because if it doesn't, then don't expect your business to grow. Don't expect your goals to be achieved or your targets to be achieved. But if you have this daily method of operations, as what our LD for Rene Liao has said, the reason why he has achieved the the success in this business is because of the effort that he puts into the business. He's not focusing on the results. He's focusing on the efforts. That when we say efforts, it's the income generating activities. To stay on track, we need to have this daily method of operation. Okay? So let's go over this. First and foremost, you need to have a calendar. Okay, who among our partners here have a calendar? No, a calendar with your daily activities. Okay, I hope that you do have your own planner, your calendar, or sometimes it's already digital. So make sure that you have this calendar, and not only that you have a calendar, but you fill this form with your sponsor. Okay, so very very important, especially if you're just starting. You should know your My Five. Your My Five are the ones that will guide you, that will coach you, that will mentor you. Okay, so make use of what's available to you. Don't do the business just on your own. Remember, you have a support system. Why not utilize it? Okay? So you should be able to know your My Five. For those of you who are new here, your My Five are the people who are above your line of sponsorship. Okay, they are the ones who probably sponsored you. They are the ones who are on top of you. Okay, so remember, they are more than willing to assist and support you. You know why? Because they have a stake in your business. Because if your business will not grow, then their business will not grow. So very very important is that you utilize your My Five. You sit down with them, ask an appointment for them. You say, I want to be coached, I want to be trained, I want to be equipped. So can you sit down with me so that I will be able to map out my daily method of operation, my income generating activities on a day-to-day basis. Okay? So remember, calendars should be full. Remember, the how fast your business will grow will depend on the number of income generating activities that you have on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so fill up your calendar, set appointments. I would encourage you at least 3 to 5 people a day. Okay, 3 to 5 people a day, talking and sharing the opportunity, supporting your team, or even, you know what? As our forensic networker says, you should have at least minimum of 40 contacts in a day, whether it be your partners, whether it be your customers, whether it be your prospects. If you are doing at least 40 contacts in a day, then definitely this income generating activities will produce for you the results that you are targeting for your business. Okay, so make sure that you fill up your calendars with how do we fill this up? We're going to tackle that as well. What are the income generating activities that you need to do on a day-to-day basis? Okay, so these are the daily method of operation. So listen to this. All right, so this is actually the one that was prepared by our CEO. This is actually, again, part of the Launchpad training. So again, you're excited with how your business will grow. So this is your next 30 days action plan. Number one, someone to connect. Okay, someone to connect. Because remember, this business is all about building a team, right? Building a team. The people in your organization is your asset in the business. Remember that. If you want to achieve lifelong residual income, if you want to achieve time and financial freedom, then you need a team. I call it a dream team, by the way. Remember in basketball, they put up a team of players who are very talented, who are among the top in the league. So that is also what we're trying to build here. Okay? We're going to build a dream team. Those people who will work with you, those people who have big dreams, those people who are willing to work for their dreams, and those people who are willing to learn. All right? So how do we build them up? So someone to connect, number one, whenever we call, find people who we can thank. Okay, particularly when it comes to our business, especially for those customers in your organization. So I would encourage you, go to your back office. In your back office, you can see there the team volume. Okay, so click on the team volume, click on the month, and then once you click on that, you will be able to see all of your partners who purchased for that particular month or that particular day. So you see, our system provides you with that kind of information. So when you go to your back office, you'll be able to see all of your partners who were able to purchase their products, who were able to launch their shops, who were able to sponsor. So why not thank them? When you go to a store, right? When you go to a store, when you have a let's say a shop, all right? So whenever someone comes in, we thank them, right? Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your for the effort that you are putting in your business. You know, this simple thank yous means a lot. It actually increases the retention of your customers. It increases the retention of your partners. So So pick up the phone, okay? Go to your back office, know who are purchasing on a monthly basis, who are on their smart buy, and then thank them. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your order. Thank you for all the things that you do. Thank you for, you know what? Thank you for organizing these events, organizing these tours. Thank you for coming to the tour. All right. So these are simple actions, but it means a lot to the people that you are talking to. Okay. And then another way to connect to your team is find people who just launched their business. Okay. Even if you didn't launch yourself, you can see also in your back office those who have newly launched their business. So remember, these new people who have just launched their business, they are longing for reinforcement. All right. If they made the right decision. And I don't know if you've heard about buyer's remorse, right? Buyer's remorse means that when you buy something, when you go home, and then you say to yourself, "I shouldn't have bought this," or "I shouldn't have joined them." Okay, so sometimes it's normal for us to feel that way, especially if you shelled out, right, a significant amount of money. But a simple call, welcoming them, congratulating them, and reinforcing to them that they made the right decision, it makes a lot of difference. So this is another person that we can connect to. And then prospect and make appointment. Now, very, very important. Aside from our thank yous to our existing partners, aside from welcoming our new partners, the next thing, another thing that we can do is to, of course, prospect. Okay, find people who will work with you. Find people who will buy your products. Okay, and then make an appointment. And when we say make an appointment, whenever we do the calls, we don't present. Okay, during the call. We make sure that we make an appointment and then we do the proper presentation with them. Okay, so full presentation. We don't give out, information that would allow them to make a decision right away. If you don't make a presentation, if you're doing a presentation just on the phone with bits and pieces, they will be making a decision on those bits and pieces that you're going to share with them. But if you are able to do a full presentation, then they will most likely make the right decision. Okay, and then another person that we can connect is for those who have got promoted, for those who ranked up. So we should also congratulate those people who have rank advance or those who have accomplished MGRS, who qualified for the car club bonus. Especially, we just had our Night of the Stars last Saturday, right? So you already know in your team who qualified for the MGRS, who qualified for the car club bonus, who qualified for Dubai, who qualified for the variance bonus, who had the commission boost, who ranked advanced to LD1, who ranked advanced to LD2, LD3, and so on and so forth. So it's another way for us to encourage our team and encourage our guests, our prospects, to building the business with us. Okay. Now that's number one. That's your daily method of operation. So that's the first thing that you need to do. Now, number two is something to say. Now, the great thing about the opportunity that we have is we already have some scripts that you can follow. Because sometimes, especially if you are new, you don't know what to say, right? So the great thing here is you just have to follow the script. Remember, people doesn't duplicate, the system does. And that's the great thing about our business here. We already have a script, which we will discuss in a while, a script that you can use to book and set your appointments. Simple scripts that will allow you to just, spill it out. Okay? To just say it, something to say. And then eventually, hopefully, then you will be setting up number three, which is someone to present to. Okay, use your tour presentation. And then, of course, the tour presentation, it's actually a full presentation showcasing the company, the products, and the opportunity that we have. Okay, so that's basically the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is for us to showcase the opportunity, okay, the products that we have. And number four, infinite follow up and ask for a referral. Now, I know a lot of people are missing up on this, all right? Because after the tour, after the presentation, they are too shy to follow up because they thought that they don't like it, right? So sometimes, and that's the thing, especially with, especially after a tour, I barely see some people who are not interested. And I don't know about you, but every time we have a tour, probably if I could gauge or I could get the ratio, it's about 80 to 90% of them are very much interested because our tour is very engaging. Our tour is very, of course, attractive. That people right at that moment they are very much interested with with the opportunity that we have. But the problem is we don't follow them enough. Okay, follow up is very key in order for uh, your customers or your prospects or your partners to join you. Okay, and also ask for referral. Remember the topic that our CEO mentioned in one of his calls. Remember the network effect. Those people that have joined you or the prospects, if they are not interested, they might know someone, right? The network effect means that one person in your organization has multiple contacts, has multiple networks, can generate for you another avenue for you to grow your business. Okay, so always ask for referrals. And what's funny about our business is that sometimes the people that they are the ones that don't join you, right? But the other people that your contacts knows, sometimes they are the ones who believes you, right? So I find it really funny, but it's good to know that sometimes, or probably most of the time, those people who are joining you are not actually your direct contacts. And I have seen it time and time again. So very, very important is to always ask for a referral. And then number five is duplicate the process. Okay. So how do you duplicate the process? Again, you do it again and again, cycle. So it's just an ongoing thing. Your daily method of operation involves connecting to someone, saying your thank yous, calling them up to welcome them, setting up appointments and calling them and congratulating them for rank advancing or for the achievements that they have received from doing the business. And then you have a script that you can follow, and then you do the presentations on a daily basis, and then do infinite follow-ups and ask for referral, and then duplicate it over and over and over and over and over again until the job gets done. Okay, I remember that video that CEO showed us by I think it was Art. Okay, and he says just do it and do it and do it and do it. I don't know if you remember that video. I keep on playing that video and do it and do it and do it all over again until the job gets done. Okay, so that's the way to do it. Just do it. All right. Art Williams. Yes, you're right, Payman. I remember that. Yes. All right, so let's proceed. So let's talk about someone to connect. The plan to build your prospect and customer list. Building a strong prospect and customer list is essential for the growth and sustainability of your Opulence business. Here's a strategic plan to help you attract, engage, and retain a valuable customer base. Remember, this presentation is based on the experience and the knowledge of our CEO who has had massive experience in building multi-million dollar businesses, and that this is what he's doing, right? So first is someone to connect by building a strong prospect and customer list. Because remember, your business is dependent on the number of the people that are in your organization. Okay? So people are the assets in your business. If you have a big list, remember this, if you have a big list, then you have a big business. Okay? If you have a small list, then you have a small business. And if you run out of list, then you also run out of business. Always remember that. The growth of your business is dependent on your prospect and customer list. These are the assets in your business. Okay? So make sure that your list continually grows. You add up list each and every single day. All the people that you meet, all right, they can be your next millionaire, right? Always have that mindset. You do not know, right? You do not know whether this person or the next person that you're going to talk to will be your next big thing in your organization. So have that mindset. each and everyone you'll never know can be your next big thing in your business. But very, very important is to also have a strategy to help you attract, engage, and retain a valuable customer base. So, first and foremost, define your target customer. Okay. So, make sure that you use the following memory jogger to help you create your client or prospect master list. So, we already have this. So, you say, I don't know much people. Well, let's wait until we go through this memory jogger. And I'm sure by the end of this memory jogger, you'll be able to list a minimum of 100 people in your prospect or customer list. Okay. So the VIP list, okay, previous networking contacts, how many people do you know that are doing, of course, networking, right? Or even not just networking, but as well as whenever you go through events, whenever you go through seminars, conventions, how many people do you meet up, right? Do you know? So write them on the list. By the way, when we are writing the list, we should not pre-qualify. Okay? When we say do not pre-qualify, because probably you're saying that this person is already rich, probably he doesn't need this opportunity anymore. No, sometimes those people who are rich are always looking for opportunities that they can do. All right. So never pre qualify, never prejudge. Always just write them down. Okay. Write them down. Qualified family and friends. Right. So who among my family and friends can I help, particularly when it comes to our products, when it comes to our opportunity? Advertising leads, very, very important as well. If you are doing FB ads, if you are also, promoting through trade shows, especially in trade shows, we can generate leads, right? Because the people that are going through your booth, the people that are going through your exhibit, they can become your potential customers and they can become your potential partners. So leads are gold. Okay, always remember that leads are gold. In different businesses, they are buying and purchasing these leads. So make sure that you treat them as gold, right? So you'll never know again who can be the next big thing in your organization until you write them down in your list, until you talk to them, until you do your presentation with them. Okay? So who is your accountant? All right? Who is your bank officer? Whenever you go to the bank, who do you transact to? Carpet cleaner, congressperson, right? Dry cleaner, florist, hairstylist. So all of those things, all of the people that you get in touch with each and every single day, write them down, put them on your list. The question is, do you have a list, right? Because remember, if you run out of list, then you also run out of business. Who was a service buddy? Did you go to school with? Now, this is something interesting, right? Because I remember there was actually a seminar that says, like, if you are already at the age of 18, based on research and study, you already have a minimum of 300 uh, I think it was 318 people that you know, okay, based on the research. So think about those, your classmates in grade one. So how many were they, right? Your classmates in grade two, your classmates in grade three. If you went to grade three twice, then that's additional for you. All right. So who do you go to school with, right? Who was your teacher or your professor? Who was your old boss? Okay. Who went with you to the beach? Who did you meet when you were on vacation? Who owns a restaurant? Right? So all of these things, you just have to, remember and, look at your phone, right? So who lives next door? Teaches your children. Who was your best man? Asher, maid of honor, bridesmaid, babysitter's parents. And this one, friends on Facebook and Instagram. If you have so many friends, then that's gold, right? I mean, friends on Facebook and Instagram, and your who is related to you, your parents, grandparents, sisters. Okay, so all of these things. Who sold you your boat? Who sold you your car, your carpet, computer, furniture, appliances? So this step basically specifies just for you to write them down, okay? To list them down. Because remember, I say it again, the bigger your list, the bigger your business. And this will be the assets in your business, okay? So people are the assets in our business. And then find uh find our motivation, okay? So especially if I do not know personally the one that I will be presenting to, I do not go to the presentation right away, okay? I do questioning. Okay, I build like and trust, and then I ask them. Okay, this is what I also do, especially if I'm doing a presentation with a new person that I totally do not know anything about. Okay, if I just met them and then set an appointment with them, and before I do my presentation, I don't do ambush. You know what ambush is? Ambush is you sit there, and then you just, this is Opulence Global. This is our CEO. This is our products. This is without even finding out what interest your prospect, right? So the first thing that you need to work on is by identifying what their challenges, what are their struggles, what solutions are they looking for, right? Or what are their desires? What are the things that they truly want in life? Because if you are able to find out what their desires, what their challenges are, when you do your presentation, you can actually customize it based on the solution that they are looking for. All right. So very, very important is by asking questions right before you get to the presentation. Okay. So what are their challenges? What are they struggling? Is it someone in their family has health challenges? Someone in their family has been experiencing pain for the longest time? Or probably they are looking for something like they want to quit their job, they want to have and start their own business. So find that out, right? Even before you do your presentation, because I tell you, when you know their challenges, when you know their desires, then you're excited to share with them because we basically have solutions for all these things, right? So identify challenges or desires that your opulence products or business opportunities can address and use this to resonate with your audience. Ask if they've considered working from home. And that's also the thing that I am very passionate to share because I know that a lot of people nowadays are doing working from home. Have you seen the advertisement, the ads on Facebook? If you click on virtual assistant, then all of those ads about virtual assistant will come. If you click on working with Canva, all of those working from home ads will come, right? Because a lot of people are looking for opportunities right now where they can do it at the comfort of their own home. Okay? So ask that. That can be another market niche for you. Lead the discussions to business opportunity and its benefits. And basically, we have that solution as well. We have an infrastructure that can allow them to build in more than 200 countries and territories. And that's the beauty about the opportunity that we have. And sometimes when people ask me, what kind of business do you have? Okay, what kind of business do I do? I say e-commerce. Okay, I have an e-mall, and that's exactly what happened when I was playing golf. And there was this gentleman who was I didn't know him, but he was included in our flight. Okay, meaning in our group while playing golf, and he was looking at the watches that I'm wearing, and in one of the conversations, we're trying to get to know each other, build like and trust. We're talking about handicaps and everything, and then at the middle of the playing, he asked me, "What do you do?" Oh, I love that question. What do you do? Well, I operate my own email, okay? And then I stop. I don't divulge everything about my business. Remember, curiosity is very important. We're going to talk about that later. And as we do it, and you just build up the curiosity. I own my own email, and then after that, um, I told him that I distribute products in different parts of the world. I have different line of products like fashion, beauty, health, personal care. Basically, I have 1,000 products in my own email. And you know what? This person is starting to get curious about what I do. Until it came to a point that he was the one who was asking for my company. What company is that? It's Opulence Global. And then we stop again, and then we do our thing. And then after a while, he went to me again and asked, "Is this the website?" He's actually researching it. Curiosity is the key here. All right. And then after that, yeah, so he became more interested because of, he became curious about what I do. Okay. And yeah, so I'm going ahead of myself, but definitely very, very important is to identify what drives your prospect. What is their why? Okay? If you are able to determine that, then you will be able to share more effectively the solution to what they are looking for. Okay. And then turn single product customers into multi product households. Okay. So, what drives your customers to make decisions or take actions related to your product or services? I call this upselling or cross selling. Okay. This is one thing that you can also do when it comes to our business. What does it mean okay, let me just, something happened here on my screen. Wait, huh? Okay, so here, okay, anyway, so this is about upselling or cross selling. If you have a Fountain of Life user in your team, in your organization, all right, if you have Fountain of Life user customer, okay, then find out something else, but particularly another solution that our other products can bring. Like they have children, right? They have children. Yeah, why do you ask? Because you know what? I've been using this toothpaste and I found out that this toothpaste contains fluoride and it's harming my children. Okay. So I actually found out a product that is totally fluoride free, totally safe for children. And imagine if you're giving fluoride to your children, you're actually exposing them to poison, right? So so it's actually upselling, right? So it's actually saying to them that we have other products other than what you are using right now. And not just your customer, but it can be a member of their household, right? So find out what drives them. Are they motivated by convenience as well as the opportunity, cost saving, status, or personal fulfillment? Okay. So always upsell, always cross sell. Okay. When I say cross sell, you find the solutions that can be applied to not just your customer, but as well as to his or her household. Okay. And define your customers. Very important as well. Understand the demographics. Understand key characteristics like age, gender, income level, location, interest, and tailor products to your audience. Like, for instance, you wouldn't expect the younger generation to be more concerned about health, right? And I've seen it time and again. Most of the young generation right now are concerned about how they can build up their career, how they can make, how can they earn money even at a young age, right? So this is one of the most common thing that drives them. So the younger moderate income also is also concerned about how they look, right? Those fashion items, those jewelries, those watches, they want something luxurious, something branded, right? So that can be your target market, right? Mature higher income, highlight fairy and mosh for luxury appeal. Okay. So for those who have higher income, they would want something like exclusivity. All right. So that's another target or market niche that you can concentrate, that you can identify. Okay. And then those who are, have these lifestyles, align values and buying behaviors with your offerings. For example, Fairy Microsilver, as what I've said earlier, right? Target individuals with great dental health. I would also would want to target those children, all right? Because based on the material that we have, as as that video says, are you unconsciously poisoning your children every day? And that's a great question that you can get started with, right? Are you unconsciously poisoning your children every day? All right. So that can be another target market that you can work on. And then for the divine, you can work on athletes who often deal with pain from intense workout. So basically, we have those ingredients that basically helps when it comes to their inflammation, with the pain, with the swelling that they experience. Okay, so you can target that as well. For Fairy Posh, perfect for someone with style. Take a moment to compliment their taste and ask if they've ever considered a career in the fashion industry. And it's also another thing when um, me and the CEO were in the Asia tour and we're headed to Davao, and we were in the lounge in the airport. Okay. And we were sitting beside someone who had this fashion magazine. And that was an opener for me. So I asked um so I asked the lady, is that magazine yours? No, I just found it here in the airport. Oh, but those are really, really nice fashion items that you're wearing, by the way. Are you a fashion designer or something? So it opens up the conversation. And then we talked about we are also in the fashion line of business. We've been doing this for the past 20 years. So this actually started the engagement and the conversation. Okay. So that's another target market that you can work on. And probably if the people are looking for something like they can find significance, or like let's say they are community engagement activists, they can highlight opulence cares to attract a broader audience. So we also have that as well. Our company has been helping a lot of children, orphans. I've been supporting them for the past, and this is also what we do here. Not just aside from the business, we also do charity. We also do the opulence cares. So if because some people might be attracted to that as well. Okay. All right. So once you have already prepared your list, okay, unlimited list, more than 100, more than 300, then this is the next step, which is to identify your hotshot list. Okay, hotshot list. All right. So these are your closest contacts who think like you. Okay. So those people who have the same mindset on the same wavelength as you, maybe a dreamer, maybe he wants to achieve something, who wants to improve his life, who wants to become healthy as well, who acts like you, have the same work ethics as you, have the same determination as you, want their lives to change just like you, would do whatever it takes to change just like you, will never give up or stop until they have achieved the change they want just like you. So among all those you have listed down in your prospect list, in your connection list, okay? So identify these people who think like you, who act like you, have the same work ethic as you, who's determined like you. All right? So this is what you can identify in your hotshot 7 list, okay? And then remember, conversations lead to actions. So get creative. Let me just move this, okay? So get creative with questions that spark meaningful discussions and could potentially result in new VIP shoppers or team brand partners. Here are some conversation starters, okay? So if you don't have any approach scripts, or just to open up the conversation, then you can basically use this. Do you enjoy bulk shopping with massive discounts? Who doesn't, right? Who doesn't enjoy bulk shopping with massive discounts? Okay. So another opener or conversation is, how would you feel about tax-free shopping or access to high quality safe products? All right. Are you dealing with pain? I think you need divine. I believe you need divine. Okay. Suffering from certain health conditions, then you need the fountain of life. Okay. So these are great conversation starters that you can use as a script. Okay. And then there's also what we call an approach script. Okay. So, hi, Ronan. Just curious, would you be open to checking out this luxury brand, this luxury fashion brand? Again, depending on what you have found out, okay, the your prospect or your guest is interested about. Okay, so if you see that they have some fashion items, or they have style the way they dress, then hi, just curious, would you be open to checking out this luxury fashion brand? Or cool new way to get paid or to shop? Okay, are you open to checking out some amazing health and personal care products? You see, I want to get some feedback because I'm thinking about distributing these high-end products in your country. I'm basically um, exploring on opening up and setting up an outlet or a distributing center or something like that, right? And creating another income stream. Okay, so this can be a great approach script that you can use, so that you can encourage them. This is not yet the presentation, by the way. Okay, this is just an opener. Okay, just to attract them. Again, what I've said earlier, an example that I gave earlier, it 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 basically will arouse curiosity with the people that you talk to. Because at the end of the day, curiosity is the key. When they are curious, they will become more interested, right? So we do not do the presentation at one time. It's like what I said earlier, just ambush, right? So curiosity based, another curiosity based approach script. Hi Mavis, I came across an amazing opportunity that combines financial freedom with luxury living. It's exactly the kind of next level lifestyle we like. It's something new and could be life changing. So, are you open to taking a quick look? I'd love to share more. Okay. So, another great script that we can use, approach script, right? So, to arouse curiosity to your prospects. Okay. And the approach script should be warm and inviting. Keep it short and personal. Use the recipient's first name. Okay, so very, very important. We need to get better in remembering names, all right? Because as they say, your name is the sweetest word that people wants to hear. Okay, their name. Okay, so and it also speaks about that they are important. Okay, that they are not just another person that you know, but whenever we remember their name, okay, it already builds up the respect. It already builds up the that they are important. Okay. So the next one is build curiosity. Make it about them. Focus on financial freedom, luxury, or exclusivity. Spark interest without revealing too much. Okay. So just like the one that I met there in the golf game, he was so curious because I was able to portray something that can attract him, right? I own an email business, and we basically distribute these products in more than 200 countries and territories. And our product ranges from, fashion, health, beauty, personal care, so different stuff, right? And the great thing is that we already have a platform, drop shipping. Okay. So just like that. And then anyway, if you want to know more about this, we can, set a different time. Okay. If you're available right after this, then we can discuss it. I can give you a full overview of what this business is all about. Okay. So that's the key. Okay. Arise your curiosity and then do the full presentation. Okay. Effective communication and with a question that's easy to say. Okay. That's easy to say yes to. So offer the prospect two specific options for meeting times. Is Tuesday night good or is Saturday afternoon? Don't ask the question, when are you available? That's very hard to answer. People nowadays are busy, right? So probably what they will answer you, all right, I'll just find time whenever I'm available. I'll contact you, I'll call you. But to tell you honestly, that doesn't really happen, right? So be specific with your questions. All right. So set a time, set a date that you want them to be in the meeting, right? Is Tuesday night good? Is Tuesday 9 p.m. good or 9 a.m. good for you? Or is Saturday afternoon better? Okay. So if they remain unavailable, follow up again in a week or a month. Okay. Next, someone to present to. Tell your story, crafting your 2 minute story. Very, very important is the way we deliver our story. Okay. Because if you haven't prepared your 2 minute story, then chances are you'll be coming up with different stories, different things to say. And because this is my personal experience, way back, someone asked me, what do you do? What is your business? And when we talk about, let's say, opulence, there are a lot of things that comes into your mind, right? Financial freedom, you have health, you have personal care, you have opportunity, you have all those things. And if you are not ready, all of those information will come at once and you won't be able to answer them properly. So that was my experience way back, right? Someone asked me, so what do you do? All right. And again, this all of those information came and I was caught up like I don't know where to start. It's actually something. And that person that I'm talking to who asked me said, well, never mind, something like that. And that was a learning story for me, right? Right after that, I I actually wrote down, okay, what will I answer that kind of question? What do I do? What business am I doing? All right. So it's a 2 minute story. Okay. So write them down. Because the more you are prepared, the more that you will be able to answer these questions with confidence, right? I call this the blockbuster story. Blockbuster story in such a way that when you write down your story, all right, when you organize it and you deliver it in such a way that all of the things, important things that will allow you to attract the person that you are talking to, okay? Then if you repeat it over and over again with different people, different guests that you meet, eventually you'll be able to deliver that story with confidence, with power, until this becomes what we call the blockbuster story. Now, what do we mean by blockbuster story? Let's say in a movie, right? A movie has a beginning, a middle, and an ending, right? Usually in the middle, there's the conflict, there's the problem, right? But in the end, there's the solution, right? So we call this movie, right? Because the story is well laid out, the story is well organized. And whenever people watch that movie, wow, they feel like, wow, that's an amazing movie. And the same movie has been running in different countries, right? In different locations, in different avenues, whether it be Netflix, same movie, same story, and yet it's earning millions and millions of dollars, right? So that's what we call a blockbuster story. Same is true with you. Same is true with us. Whenever we tell that blockbuster story, we become better and better in organizing and sharing those stories. And every time you meet someone, you're very confident and you already master it, right? So you just it's automatic to you. You share it, you share it, you share it. And people get drawn to it, people get attracted with your story. And guess what? That story can be your blockbuster story. The same story that can make you millions and millions and millions and millions, right? So same with the movie. So why not package your story, right? Package your story. That's what I call it. Package your story, right? So tell your story, crafting your 2 minute story. And we already have a format here. When did you launch your business? All right. I launched my business way back in 2019, um, just right before the pandemic. Why you started your business? All right. Because I'm looking at an opportunity that can give me passive income, lifelong residual income, and eventually have financial freedom. That's my ultimate goal. Right. And then this person introduced me to this business, right? Who introduced you to your business? So, and then the moment that I learned about the product, I used it and tell your story, right? Business testimonials. So now, every time someone asks you, what do? You already have your blockbuster story ready with you, right? So you don't go here and there. You don't mix up all the things that you need to say. So I would encourage each and every one of our partners, especially if you are new, write it down, package it, rehearse it. All right. Delivery is very key, very important as well. All right. So your story should be able to arouse the curiosity with the people that you're talking to. Okay. Now, don't stop with just the product testimonials, even with the business testimonial. Okay. And probably you are thinking, well, I don't have a business testimonial yet, right? I don't have millions or even thousands of dollars earnings yet. Well, it's okay. It's okay. All right. Because when I was starting as well, I was saying, like, this is actually my goal with this business. And I have seen, you can also use other people's story, right? And I have seen people in this company who are able to make it, particularly who are already achieving what I am looking for. Okay. So personal income earned, total team sales volume. So it doesn't have always to be income. Like I was able to build, seven teams in a month's time. Well, that's good, right? Size of your organization in just a month's time, we already have 20 people in my team. Wow, that's progress. All right. So just have to say your progress. I have in a month's time, I was able to move out, let's say, $1,000 worth of products. Not bad, right? Whenever people see some progress in your business, even if it's just a little, they're thinking like, wow, this business is good, right? So again, package your story, write it down, then rehearse it, practice it, and have that confidence in delivering and sharing that story. Okay. Third party story is also good, right? Very good. And I don't know if probably, especially during the pandemic, I remember when we were doing the Zoom calls, we used to have that slide wherein we have all of the top achievers, Ifra, Ronan, Rene, Reza, all of those things. Then right after the tour, we were sharing all of those amazing testimonials, and people are get drawn to it. People love to see who already made it, right? They want to see, proof that there are already people in this business who are already achieving uh, the income, right? So every presentation I did, there was the picture of Ronan, there was a picture of Ifra, there was a picture of Rene, there was a and I was just sharing about them. Very happy to share about them. And yes, it really inspired a lot. And it's one of the keys, actually, that during the pandemic, while we were doing the Zoom, imagine we were doing around, if I'm not mistaken, around 80 LAs. During the time, it was LAs, 80 LAs in a month. Just imagine that, right? Right. So it really helps, no, to share uh, even third party story, okay, even if it's not yet your story, okay. And then in person tour, remember, your prospects are not making a one time purchase, it is a long term commitment. So when a prospect sees your business tour for the first time, they are looking at three things. So keep it simple, always have this in mind: what is the business, can they benefit from it, and how do you do the business? If you're able to answer this, okay, then at least, because especially for me, this is the three questions that I want to know. Okay, right away. What is that business? Okay, how can I benefit from it? And how do I do it? Can I do it? Because if they see that they can do it, then most likely they can join you. They will join you. Okay. So again, remember these three things. Okay. It is important to showcase the support, unity, and teamwork before and immediately after they have seen the tour. Very, very important. Okay. Because after the tour, remember, they have seen the potential of what the products can do, the potential of what the opportunity can do. Now, they probably are inspired, excited that this is something that they want to do. But that's another question, because the next question is, can I do it? Okay? Can your prospect do it? Because your prospect might be saying like, I don't really have an experience in starting a business. I don't have an experience in e-commerce. I don't have an experience in, this kind of building a team. I like what I see. I want to achieve that. But the question is, can I do it? All right. So this is why it is important to showcase the unity and teamwork, especially during a tour. You know why? Because if they see that there are people who will support them, teach them, mentor them, guide them, then probably they can say, you know what? With their help, I can probably do it. Okay? So it is vital for your prospects to feel the unity and caring in your team right after the tour, because this teamwork represents hope for them. Remember, they are in the business for themselves, but not by themselves. And that's also the thing that I highlight during a tour. You see, I always highlight that if you are going to start this business and do this business on your own, how long do you think would you be able to achieve financial freedom if you're just doing it by yourself? And the answer to that, actually, most of the time is, I don't know how long, right? Probably never. But imagine if you have a team that will work with you, okay? And those teams, we can help to grow their business. And once their business grows, your business also grows. So just imagine how we can achieve our goals, our targets in a shorter period of time because all of us are working together. And that's the great thing about this opportunity. The opportunity is we work together as a team. Okay, so don't worry that you will be doing this by yourself. We have trainings, we have coaches that will support you, train you, equip you, and guide you. And as you do this business, then uh, you will also be able to also grow the business, help the business of your team grows. Okay, so that's also one of the things that we need to highlight when it comes to the in-person tour. Okay, so one system. Take your prospects through the opportunity, direct them to the opportunity page on the www.opulence.com, where they can watch the opportunity tour video in multiple languages, open the PowerPoint presentation for an in-depth walkthrough, or invite them to one of our tour webinars and let our qualified presenters present for you. So especially if you're just new here in the business, it will not be a hindrance. You say, I still do not know how to do the presentation. Well, we have presentations that all you have to do is to send the links of that presentation and someone else can do the presentation for you. All right? So that's the beauty about the teamwork here. Even if you still do not know how to present, you can already invite them to someone else's store, right? But here's the thing. When you invite someone else, when you invite your prospects to someone else's store, make sure that you watch it too. Okay? Don't just invite them and you're not there. Because you also have to learn how to do it, right? And the tour is just, a continuing process, a repetitive process. Because we don't change the tour, we just change the audience, right? So this is also how we learn because the tour is the same thing. Repetition is the key to mastery, right? So if you're watching it over and over again, just like a song, if you keep listening to the same songs over and over again, in due time, you'll be able to memorize and master that song. So same is true with the presentation. Okay? So one system process. So expose them to the same tour, tour after tours after tours. Do not change the tour, change the audience. Okay? Present it to as many people as you can. All right. So that's about it. We'll end in this session. This is actually just one of the sections of um our launch pad, which was of course prepared by our CEO. And by the way, this coming Tuesday, we're going to do another session of the Launchpad. So this is actually a very important topic when it comes to the action plan. Okay? So the action plan is very important, your daily method of operation. And on top of that, remember your IGAs. Do not focus on the results because results are accomplished once you are doing your IGAs. Okay? The more effort that you do, the more results that you're going to have. It's just like the law of sowing and reaping, right? So the more you sow, the more you reap. The less you sow, the less you reap. If you do not sow, you do not reap, right? As simple as that. So that's the law of averages. So we just have to focus on the connections that we do, the tours and the presentations that we do each and every single day. Income generating activities. And that's the reason why we also encourage you to become a part of the QT program because the QT program will allow you to, one, become a qualified host so that you can develop your confidence, particularly in talking to different types of people, especially with the qualified hosting. You are exposed to, different global markets, different culture. But the good thing is we have one system that you can follow. By the way, if you become a host, we already have some scripts prepared for you. So again, we follow a system here. But eventually, when you become a host, then what happens is you get better and better, right? Then right after the qualified host, you become a qualified presenter. So when doing the presentation, of course, the more you do it, the more that you get better at it. All right. So probably you've seen me do the tour, but you haven't seen how many times have I done it, right? Probably I've done it more than 1,000 times. So even if there's no more PowerPoint presentation, I already have it in my head. All right. Why? Because of the repetitive presentations I do, you become a master of it. Okay? And then lastly, the qualified trainer. Because eventually, as you keep on attending the trainings, then you will already know the content of what this opportunity, this business is all about. Okay? Because being a qualified trainer will first and foremost equip you, train you, and of course, develop the belief system in you. And once you are a qualified trainer, then you can also do the training with your team. Because remember, the growth of your business doesn't just rely on the number of people that you sponsor, but as well as the number of the people that you grow in the business. Okay? Now, you don't grow your people, you bring your team to the trainings, okay? Coaching and mentoring, and the system can grow it for you. That's about it. I'm done with my training for today. I do hope that you were able to get something out of it. Well, thank you so much for your messages. If there are any questions, please feel free to raise your questions. I have a question here coming from Rosalie. In case members will have an ideas in addition to what we have at the back office, like sanitizers, because it is plant-based without alcohol, I might have more ideas to add. Who can I talk to or approach to? Rosalie, again, please make sure that you know your my five. Okay, you can actually ask the sponsor or the people who are helping you, right, supporting you right now with your tours, so they can actually do the training for you. So um and especially what I do, because we have a lot of materials available in our social media, like the YouTube. That's also what I did before. I remember when we were starting here in the Philippines. Of course, I am very grateful and thankful for the trainings that was done by, of course, our CEO, our SVP, Danny during the time, and of course they were here, they were training us, equipping us. But when they went back to Canada, so we're left, the good thing there is that we have tools that we can watch. So that's what I did. I watched the videos of the presentation of the tours. I watched the videos about what the products are all about. And that basically helped me to become more familiar with all of the compensation plan, with all of the products that we have. So that's another thing that you need to work on, how you do the self-study. If you have a business, a multi-million dollar business, wouldn't you strive to learn more about it, right? So just like a McDonald's franchise, if you set up a McDonald's franchise, how much does it cost? Here in the Philippines, it's around $50 million. All right. So probably it's $1 million for you there in Canada. So if you set up $1 million business, wouldn't you want to learn it? Even if the company doesn't provide training, you would learn it, right? So same is true in our business. We should have that willingness. We should have that drive to learn about our business the best way that we can. Okay. All right. So that's about it. We have already reached the mark, 1 hour mark. Is there any other questions that you would want to ask here? Yes. Upgrading to LADE package is still on. I believe that this is still ongoing. There's still no definite time when it will end. But that's a great question, Francis, because we have seen it time and again. A lot of people would want to get that upgrade mainly because of the value of the products that they can get. Simply too many to count. Okay. So it's really a great deal. Okay, so especially with the LADE. 500 gifts remain. No, Francis, that actually already ended with the March Madness promotion, which was extended up until April, and it ended last April 30. That's the 500 gifts, okay? The $500 gifts. But still, the value of the LADE is way more than what the money that you put in, okay? So very profitable package actually. Okay. All right. So if there are no more questions, okay, I do hope that you're able to learn something from what we have talked about. And again, this is actually a part of the Launchpad training. There are different sessions that the Launchpad training has. So this will become the one system that our CEO is implementing right now, and we have covered at least a portion of it. And don't miss, of course, our Tuesday Launchpad training call. So we're going to talk about another session there. All right, so don't miss that on Tuesday morning. And for Asia, that's Wednesday, Tuesday evening. Sorry, that's Tuesday evening for Eastern time, and that's Wednesday morning for the Asia time. And of course, thank you so much, Ja. Looking forward to your hosting this coming week. Very excited for that. Okay. So that being said, if there are no more questions, thank you to each and everyone, to all of our partners who joined us in this call. And if you have any more questions, then you can send me a message. You can PM me and or you're my five. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone. May you have an amazing week. Happy Victoria to all of our Canadian partners. Hope you're having an amazing holiday and hope you have an amazing week ahead of you. Okay. So bye, everyone. Building the billion. Thank you so much. Bye bye.